This is VOA News. I'm Marissa Melton. Ukraine's president pledged to push for victory in 2023 as he and other Ukrainians on Friday marked the somber first anniversary of the Russian invasion he called the longest day of our lives.
Українським прикордонникам і усім вам, нашим силам оборони.
He said in an early morning video address, "We survived the first day of the full-scale war. We didn't know what tomorrow would bring, but we clearly understood that for each tomorrow, you need to fight. And we fought." Once again, that's Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Ukrainians planned memorials, candle vigils, and other remembrances for their tens of thousands of dead, a toll growing all the time as fighting rages in eastern Ukraine in particular. Washington announced on the first anniversary of Russia's invasion of Ukraine that it would provide $2 billion in more weaponry for Kyiv as it prepares for a spring offensive. The U.S. also announced new sanctions against Russia and its allies, new export controls, and tariffs aimed at undermining Moscow's ability to wage war. Pentagon Press Secretary Patrick Ryder announced a package at a press briefing, saying time is of the essence.
This is a fight that will continue to be tough. And so we want to ensure not only are we meeting their immediate needs, but we're also meeting their medium and long-term needs. And so, again, we're going to rush to get these capabilities there as quickly as we can.
The additional military aid did not include F-16 fighter jets that Ukraine had requested, but did include more ammunition for HIMARS systems and a number of types of drones. Ecuador's oil industry will return to normal operations within 3 weeks, according to the government on Friday, after a bridge collapse that forced pipelines to close. From Washington, you're listening to VOA News. In an Associated Press interview, First Lady Jill Biden of the United States says her husband, U.S. President Joe Biden, is ready to run for a second term. AP correspondent Shelley Adler has more.
While there hasn't been an official announcement, First Lady Jill Biden tells the AP it's Joe Biden's intention to seek re-election.
He says he's not done. He's not finished what he started. And that's what's important.
The First Lady, who took time out of her visit to Africa, says all that's left is a time and a place for the announcement.
Pretty much.
Aides to President Biden have said an announcement is likely to come in April after the end of the first fundraising quarter. I'm Shelley Adler.
The oldest and second largest railroad labor union in the United States has accused the nation's major railroad carriers of operating with limited crews and longer train lengths in the wake of the February 3rd train derailment by Norfolk Southern Corporation, which spilled toxic chemicals in East Palestine, Ohio. Reuters' Tamara Lindstrom reports.
In the wake of the February 3rd train derailment by Norfolk Southern that spilled toxic chemicals in East Palestine, Ohio, the second largest railroad labor union in the U.S. this week accused the nation's major railroad carriers of risking safety to cut costs. The Brotherhood of Locomotive Engineers and Trainmen Vice President Mark Wallace decried the industry's precision-scheduled railroading strategy, a system that uses longer trains and fewer staff in an effort to cut costs and boost efficiency. Wallace said his union is working with the National Transportation Safety Board to investigate the cause and circumstances of the train derailment as residents voice deep concerns over the long-term health impact.
That's Reuters' Tamara Lindstrom reporting. Nigeria's Electoral Commission started moving sensitive election material on Friday under armed guard to polling units across the country, while soldiers patrolled in potential hotspot states ahead of Saturday's presidential and parliamentary elections. Widespread insecurity is a major concern for Nigerian voters who will elect new lawmakers and a president to succeed Muhammadu Buhari, who is not allowed to contest again after serving the maximum 8 years. Saturday's election comes against a chaotic backdrop of armed conflict in the Northeast, high levels of crime, and shortages of cash, fuel, and electricity. A Chinese diplomat accused the U.S. consul general in Hong Kong of interfering in its affairs after he said the city's freedoms were eroding and warned the American not to cross political so-called red lines. Consul General Gregory May gave a video address last month in which he expressed concern over diminished freedoms in Hong Kong.
This is VOA News.
Please subscribe, like, or comment. Thank you.